Our special report tonight looks into claims of dirty tricks by the Australian government against New Zealanders living there.
The government changed the definition of an Australian resident a decade ago, removing some basic rights for tens of thousands of Kiwi expatriates. Australia correspondent Steve Marshall explains.
The swirling waters that swallowed Queensland this year also brought a flood of complaints from expat New Zealanders living there. Denied disaster relief payments because they are not classed as permanent residents. It was a rude awakening for many.
I certainly get a lot more calls from New Zealanders now, frustrated calls about their status, and so they simply just didn't realise that they were this underclass of visa holder.
Those arriving in Australia after the 26th of February 2001 or were living here but were outside the country on that date are not eligible for social security benefits or Australian citizenship. And we're not just talking about New Zealanders accessing unemployment benefits here. They're also being denied access to public housing, student loans, even employment with state police and fire brigades. It's estimated that at least 170,000 New Zealanders have been affected by these law changes that were allegedly slipped through by the Australian Parliament 10 years ago. New Zealander Catherine Dingate has spent half her life in Australia, but was rejected Australian citizenship because she was outside the country on that crucial date, the 26th of February 2001.
It seems absolutely ridiculous that all those years of being in Australia, being educated in Australia, working in Australia, paying taxes, bringing up a child, doing all the things that, there's nothing to be ashamed of, all that doesn't count for anything.
What does count is a recent landmark decision by the Equal Opportunity Tribunal in favour of Wellingtonian David Faulkner. It found a credit card company discriminated against him when it used the government's definition of an Australian resident and rejected his application for repayment insurance because he is a New Zealander.
They're obviously leading to systemic discrimination against hundreds of thousands of New Zealanders residing permanently in Australia.
I put these discrimination allegations to Australia Foreign Affairs Minister Kevin Rudd.
We in this country have a big interest in making sure that Kiwis who come here to live and work not only feel at home, but are also treated properly as well.
The words are encouraging, but expat New Zealanders now need to follow David Faulkner's lead and take their fight to the Australian government. Steve Marshall, One News.